IKEA? I did not know this about you.
Imagine in this nation deep tribalism. The media has done an excellent job of dividing us, record ammo shortage. In fact, our very constitutional republic and the Constitution itself is very much at threat. So, in the face of all that, how about a little good news for a change?
So, just as that intro said, I'm going to try something a little bit different here. I'm still going to continue doing what I'm doing, but I also want to create a different playlist within the channel that kind of focuses more on good news because with so much going on out there, and this is not to say that we're not in a fight, because we are absolutely in a fight, but with so much going on out there, sometimes you need to be able to have a little bit of break from that to just kind of refresh your spirit. So we may go into some things talking about faith. We may go into talking about pursuing of dreams. We may go into all kinds of things. But in this first one, there's a story that jumped out at me that I really wanted to bring to your attention because I think it is really, really cool. And give you a little bit of background about myself, kind of why I think it's cool, is I'm from Oregon. I'm from the Portland area. And so having come from that environment, I have very much been very big into the outdoors. So hiking, backpacking, camping, fishing. I've been up the tops of mountains. I've been through mountain ranges. And then, of course, a nerd part of me would be bird watching. Yes, I was an avid bird watcher as well. You know, back home, I could tell you, the bird is flying. I could tell you just by the look of it. I can tell you by the flight pattern or by the call what that bird is. It's been a challenge moving to Southeast because it's a different species and so forth. But anyway, being that has always been an important part of who I am, not to say that I also don't look at things such as, for example, the Keystone Pipeline and think that that was incredibly important. And I feel it was a very bad move of Joe Biden to cancel that out. But that's a different video. Anyway, in regard to this one, I want to bring you a story that I saw here that I'm going to go ahead and put up on the screen of IKEA. And I was not expecting to see a story like this, but I think it is fantastic. So basically the premise of the story is that IKEA, the furniture, and I guess they do a little bit of everything, huge store suppliers, they purchased 11,000 acres, darn near 11,000 acres in a basin of southeast Georgia. And why did they do it? According to the story and different sources that I read, because my concern is that it's being done for ulterior motives, but it really doesn't seem like it because it looks like they've done this in other states as well, but they've purchased this land in order to preserve it. One thing I've told my wife many times is that I wish I was wealthy to the point to where I find land even around me here before it gets developed and I can purchase it to keep it from being done. So I understand development happens, but to preserve these areas for the wildlife and so forth around us. I had no idea I had mink right here, right in this very area where I live, until I saw one that somebody hit on the road the other day, and mink, go figure. So, but in order to preserve these areas, so I really appreciate IKEA for having done this. And let's take a look at the story that I put up here. As you can see, IKEA buys more than 10,000 acres of land in Georgia to protect it from being developed. And they've done it specifically because they say it's home to more than 350 plant and wildlife species that are now going to be protected from harm and from development. And I think that's absolutely fantastic, including endangered species such as a longleaf pine and a gopher tortoise. Come on, who doesn't like a tortoise? Who doesn't like a tortoise? So that is absolutely fantastic. The gopher tortoise has actually been very threatened over the years for a lot of what threatens other species, such as habitat destruction, fragmentation, where people buy different parcels of land and develop certain things, and it really begins to destroy their habitat and the area, a large undisturbed area, a tortoise needs. So it's just very, very cool that they went ahead and they, as a corporation, invested the money into doing something like that. And I don't know what their plans for it are overall, but I'm going to guess that they're probably going to turn it maybe into a wildlife sanctuary, trails and so forth, where people can go and view things. I'm guessing. Now, to me, if they buy it and they just leave it just as it is, native, don't touch it, maybe manage undergrowth and that kind of stuff, a bit fine. But just the fact that they went ahead and invested that in it, I think is fantastic. So I always encourage people to purchase and I'm not saying that everything IKEA does is great, but I would encourage you to purchase from these particular places you find that fit your values, that support the people that you support, who are attacked. For example, Goya Foods and My Pillow. I'm sorry if you're on the left, but the left is trying to destroy these people, and for terrible, terrible reasons. And even though they tried to do that and boycott them, for Goya Foods, their stocks, their shares went up, and My Pillow actually increased in revenue, even to where they had to hire more people for production. Even those stores and main retailers have dropped their products from the shelves. So I think it's a fantastic thing. So, thank IKEA. I mean, I know it's done at the corporate office and probably difficult to call Sweden and say, hey, listen, I want to say thank you. But you know what? Appreciate them. Maybe consider purchase from them, spending your dollars with them. Encourage those organizations that fit our values and do great things like this. So, just a first shot at bringing you a positive story. Want to bring a little light to your day because other things that I'm going to bring you are not so bright. But hey, there you have it. Anyway, y'all, I hope you have a wonderful day. Hope this brightens you up just a little bit, just to know what IKEA is doing. And, if these stories, if these videos are of value to you, I want to encourage you to comment. Let me know what you think. And also like, share, and subscribe. That's what really helps the matrix of the channel to grow, to get out, to reach more people, especially in the way of reaching people on the left. To try to take off the blinders, reveal what the media has been saying that is absolute true lies by revealing the original native sources and saying, look, they're lying to you. Let's rescue you. Let's bring you to our side. Let's maybe try to turn this ship around from this terrible direction it's going. You never know. You never know, but we can all be a part of that together. So please like, share, and subscribe. And also, there is a side that has let go of integrity and principle. Don't do that. Set that standard high. Be that example. And always use wisdom, use discernment, and don't ever, ever let anybody try to control you with fear. Right? Love you guys.